anyways, we're gonna move on. So, yeah, we're gonna go to our deck building prop, which I think we may call it what is cooking section. I can definitely call it what is cooking section here on Twitch, which you can join me live also every Tuesday. After the Vanguard live stream, this is when it's happening. So if you guys are watching the YouTube video that I've edited, this is where it comes on, and I encourage you guys to actually just come on to Twitch, or you can also come on to YouTube as well, where I stream every Tuesday as well. I'm live on YouTube right now, so you can also see this back on the VOD if you wish to. But of course, I will take out this section. I will also put it out also as a separate video, because it should have its own section, and I want more people to see this also, because what I want to do in 2025 for Vanguard also is to just have a bit more goof with Vanguard, like showcase more goof here. And it will start on our Discord server, because on our Discord server we have our prompts. We have a prompts that we have here. I just put up the one for next week, and the one that we're seeing this week here is the prompt of make me a standard deck using a quick start right deck, but every card in the main deck must contain the letter B inside. The grade 3 boss triggers and the PGs are excluded as well. So we're gonna be taking a look at these deck locks over here. And we are going to see, we're just going to discuss also and just make sure that these guys fit the criteria first and foremost also. Because the reason why I say put must contain the letter B in there is to get the creative juices flowing. Like, there's a lot of, I immediately think of OSE Largest, and I think of all the cards that's in OSE Largest, right, that really benefits from its own build for there, and it's the same for everything else. But what if you put down the limitation also? And I want you guys to start looking at commons, rares, stuff that you will not look at because it's just not optimal, or there are better cards out there, and just try your best, right, to formulate a standard deck. Doesn't have to be playable, it can be playable, you can just fit the criteria, but I think you guys want to try to make this deck as viable as possible. So it's a different prompt from before last week. This is a bit of a challenge, but let's see what you guys have cooked thus far. So let's go ahead and open up. I see 4 here. Alright, and of course, if you want to take part, so do be sure to head over to the Discord server, so and you can once you become a Vanguard there, you can see the Vanguard debut station and just submit as soon as you see it. Alright, okay, let's take a look with B deck from Enishi. Alright, so he's running with a Triumph Dragon. Alright, so I'm gonna take a while to just take a look through, because this is using the main the right deck, and I only looked at I only looked at Dark States, so the rest of the nations I need to catch up on. Energy Blast 2, draw a card. During your turn, if you have a grade 3 or greater with Triumph Dragon, is card name, this unit gets plus 5k. Alright. When this unit is rolled upon by Triumph Dragon, is card name, you call this card Regard Circle. If you did not call a card, you get energy charge 3, which is something you want to do, but you also have the Regard if you're really in a bind. But the main thing is that you can not only search your deck for a copy of it. When this unit attacks a Vanguard, Energy Blast 4, choose one of your opponent's Regards, ride it, retire it, and this unit gets plus 5k while Regard until the end of the turn. Alright, so immediately you can already put in the suggest variant of this card over here, which is that when it attacks the Vanguard, color plus 1, perform one of the following: choose one of your opponent's Regards and retire it. If you don't retire a card, draw a card. And then the other is remove from drop zone, gets plus 50k at the end of the battle. So for Sember Dragon, Red Exit Dragon, so the 1B is in here, qualifies. Drag Waiter Bacilla, which is a double rare. When this card is discarded from your hand during the battle phase, put this card into soul, choose one of your opponent's back row Regards and retire it. Alright, and you do have what's the name? So Spiral QT Angel variant of Dragon Empire's variant of it. So plus 1, put this card at the bottom of the deck, draw a card. When this card will be placed on Regard Circle, if you also wrote this turn, card plus 1, retire all of your opponent's Regards in the same column as this unit. Alright, Great Flame, Axe of Ambitious, there's the B right there. Alright, Blaze Maiden. I think Blaze Maiden is like the easiest thing to put in Dragon Empire, I believe. So when you space on Regard Circle, this if your Vanguard is grade 3 or greater, Soul Blast 1, this unit gets plus 10k at the end of the turn. Alright, so soul wise, I think there's plenty of soul to actually use in Triumph Dragon, especially with the rewriting capabilities. Although there's none that actually have them sent back, so you only really have 4 shots of it, and you can fish out the copies of it thanks to the Counter Blast. So yeah, Mega Bob Dragon, where the hell did you come from? Set 5, okay. If you have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard with Triumph Dragon as card name, this unit gets intercept, can intercept from the back row, it gets plus 5k shield as well. So, yeah, just something defensive, which I like a lot actually. I really like that a lot. And the last card in here is the Battle Monk. At the end of battle, this unit boosted. You have a grade 3 or greater Vanguard, Triumph Dragon is card name, retire this unit per grade 3 with Triumph Dragon is card name from your soul or drop to the bottom of the deck. Alright, choose one of your opponent's regards, retire it, and if you don't retire a card, draw a card. So, a lot of synergy here, and of course, the last thing we gotta point out is Best Harvest. Because it's got B in name, so why do I not put Best Harvest in there? Absolutely. When your opponent's regards retire during the main phase, you may draw a card. So you can just get your multiple draws or so with 4 copies of Best Harvest in there. So, the deck itself is actually pretty viable for the most part. So I was expecting there are a few commons and rares in here, which you would never ever see. Battle Monk Zenshin, actually very good common card, but then again the what you call it, the quick start decks are mostly comprised of like commons and rares, maybe a double R from here and there, but because these are quick start decks, so it's nice that they're actually still seeing boosts in the minimum capacity, which is the reason why I picked the quick start decks to actually be featured here, because that's the main thing that I want to showcase. I do like the Mega Barb Dragon here, so just adds a little bit of defensive flair to it. And this one becomes a 20k booster. Sonia becomes a 20k booster. I remember she had a sister, but I don't know whether if she was not as viable to play because there was the combination cards with the Blaze Maidens in here. And I think I would like to see that also and see. And if it's not viable, understandable. If it's not viable, then if it is viable, then it's a shame that it's not in here. But you do have limited choices also. But anything can be swapped out for that Blaze Maiden support, the Grade 1 support that comes with it. This is a good surprise that it's actually allowed in because of the B in there. So this is actually a really good card that you managed to add in here. And last but not least, I do like this addition here because why not? When the opponent's Vanguard drive check reveals a trigger unit is turn plus 10k power plus 10k shield defensively or offensively, so this card just comes into play. I think that helps a lot. So Enishi's one is good. I'll just put a good there. So alright, let's look at archers. Curse of Archer. Alright, so his is Abundant Christianos. Alright, let's take a look and see. When rolled by variant Feast Dragon, draw 2 cards, choose 2 cards from your hand and discard them. My list is fun since the triggers and PGs, I think, it all got Bs inside it. So okay, so this is yours. Okay, got it. Alright, so alright, when this unit is rolled upon by Grade 3 or greater Christianos in its card name, grade 1 or less cards from your drop zone, and you may call it to Regard Circle. If you have call it to Regard Circle, okay, Ken, got it. You just call for drop. Search for deck, energy plus 4, discard the top 2 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 grade 3 or less units from your drop zone, and call them to separate Regard Circles. Okay, Ken. And you got almost like a Highlander's choice of it. So, but you did say so that everything in here has the letter B in it. Blessed Favor, of course. Silverhorn Beast, Jackalope, Abyss Temptation right there. Silverhorn Beast is Zlatarog. And your fronts is Valen 2 as well. Alright, but I didn't but I excluded triggers, but I appreciate the extra effort that you put in there to actually have Bs in everything. Alright. Including Futaba as well for Morphonica. I appreciate the reach for that. Okay, let's see how great this deck works. Alright. So this is the Fruitless Nurse Dragon, Abundant Yields. Color plus 1, look at the top 7 cards of your deck, choose up to 2 cards with abundant yields in the card name from among them, call it to Regard Circles. And shuffle the deck. If you chose 1 card or less, you can call up to 1 plant token. Okay. Alright, when this unit stands by a card's ability, so plus 1, choose one of your other regards with abundant yields in its card name in the same column as this unit and stand it. So I'm guessing that abundant yields is also the grade 2 as well. Place a regard circle. If then you get with abundant yields, you can call plant token 2 as well. Choose one of your other regards with abundant yields card name in the same column as this unit and stand it. So I believe, well, the mushroom, Burrow Mushroom is in there, right? PG is fair. Alvina. So here's the other button. So this is the grade 1 here, which is the raccoon. So another regard with Bunny's card name, retire a plant token, this unit gets plus 10k to the turn. Okay, so I can see that this is your engine right here, essentially. Plus Christianos. This is a Christianos boost card. Oh, sorry, no, this is not Cristiano's Regard. This is actually the Biscotti, the Biscotti variant. Alright, so place on Regard Circle. If you person road this turn, Energy Blast, Color Blast 1 or Energy Blast 3, choose a greater or less normal unit with a different card name from this unit and without Sentinel from your drop zone, or an order card from your drop zone and put it into your hand. And choose one of your, choose a card from your hand and discard it. So this one allows you to actually be able to fetch, essentially the Merfolk Genesis. So you actually have another thing. Then you can actually call a plant token because this is already on the field too already. And yeah, I'm just wondering about the stand part. So, but I do see a lot of focus on the plant tokens. Just having the plant tokens available so that the grade 1 can actually benefit from it. So I like that a lot. Cristiano's is her name, and this didn't get into the back. This is the same thing as the other one. It actually has the B at the back. So okay, Ken, got it. When this unit is placed on the Regard Circle, Amicable Maiden. During the battle phase, Energy Blast 3. Choose an order card with a Regardless piece from your drop zone and put it into your hand. Choose a grade 1 or less card from your drop zone and call it Regard Circle. So allows you to actually be able to fetch, say, Blessings to the Flower Bud. So until the return, all your units with original 5k power or less gets plus 10k, so because of 15k. And when it ends, you also get the skill when this unit attack hits, you'll be returned this unit to the hand. So okay, so which includes possibly your triggers too as well. Standing, what's that? We don't need that. So yeah, I figured. I figured, who needs that? Indeed, also. And I like that you're able to stuff in the green jewel beast in there too as well, which allows you to be able to soul charge through. Choose one of your units and gets plus 5k at the end of the turn, or you can also use it defensively too as well. There is one copy in here, so you need to be sending it back. But I can see that the Soul Blast 2 would mainly be used for no, you'll be using it defensively because you wouldn't have a lot of uses for Soul Blast in this deck. Yeah. Your draw trigger, sorry, there's a draw trigger. Then of course, your Burrow Mushrooms, the ever staple of any deck that's actually running with the plant tokens. So you can call up the 2 plant tokens, and this works mainly for Gramphia, but you just want to stuff it into Soul, call up the 2 plant tokens in there. You have a lot of Soul to use up. Honestly, I think that's the slight drawback here, which is that you have a lot of soul to use, but nowhere to actually burn it up to as well. I'm not saying that you don't have to put it in. It's just something that I observe here. So, but otherwise, this is a pretty stable deck, very stable, and the fact that you have the PR there, but I think there's a common card too as well. You're making use of I think the one thing that I enjoyed the most also is you making use of the abundant yields for the B, because I think this is really where its opportunity can shine. With the limitation of B's, it must have B in the name. So yeah, I mean, I like this also. This is what I think this is where the central focus of your deck is. And I like that you built around it also, with Cristiano's coming in and just being able to allow you to actually call up to 2 grade 3 or less from your drop zone and call it a Regard Circle. So you can call out, so you can easily call out Fruitless's Dragon if you face against retired decks. This deck is actually good against retired decks actually, because you can just have Cristiano's actually just call it with the Energy Blast, no problem at all. And getting the Persona off too as well, which allows you to actually have the Ota and Front Field plus 10k. Really good. Really good. And offers a lot of distraction. I think this deck can look very distracting, honestly, and I do like it as well. Abundant Cristianos, very abundant. I like it. This is good. Happy Lunar New Year to everybody. That's all I can say. Okay, let's look at Kazuo's one. I don't know this card exists deck. Ose Largest. Okay, so I'm familiar with this, so which allows you to soul charge too. Ose Largest is mainly so that you can choose a grade 3 or less card from your soul, call it to Regard Circle, gets plus 10k, so it allows you to actually be able to call out. Now, the key thing about Ose Largest, right, is that you have the key card, which I'm not sure it's in here because it doesn't have the B name to it. But let's take a look through. Alright? Just refreshing myself with everything. Okay, combative Behemoth. So place on Regard Circle, put energy charge, energy blast 2. This one gets plus 5k, but again in return. Hello. Now, I've seen this a little bit, and I wonder why is Baphomedes here. I wonder why is Baphomedes here, because Baphomedes is is another Ace Vanguard, and you can change Ose Largest into Baphomedes, which you do have plenty of to go with, and especially if you're able to actually get Ose Largest into Soul through Persona Riding and whatnot. Baphomedes can come in at the exact clutch moment where you have 6 of them. And then you can put cards from hand to when you put cards from hand from hand to Guardian Circle for a battle unit attack, they must score 3 or more cards, which means that you deny their PGs, and they must overguard if this number is low enough. I get where this is going. This is to change the Baphomedes for the kill. Baphomedes is essentially a kill, and there's enough great trees in here, so they could possibly Soul Charge 2 with this ability. Then you could possibly also ride up as well with Ose Largest, and just have them stuff into the soul by various Soul Charge means. Brainwash Swirler is one of those cards in there, so which allows you to Soul Charge and also gains power. Although there's not a lot of power going on, but there's enough to go in there, especially with Labana also being healed, because so this card gets +2 great. This will proc off. This will proc off too as well. So everything here, right, is actually supposed to finish the turn with Baphomedes. And it's just a matter of trying to stuff everything into the soul. Brainwash Swirler is one of those cards. A Rainbow Blower is also one of those cards too as well. If you also roll this turn, then you can Counterblast 1, Soul Charge 1. Not ideal, but it does have the B name in there. And you can choose up to 1 card from your soul and call it to a Regard Circle. This usually gets +10k until the end of the turn. You don't know what you're doing as well. This looks okay actually. This looks okay because I can see that you're just going straight for the end game here with Baphomedes. Record Break Dragon. When this piece is placed on Regard Circle of your hand, look at your top 5 cards, choose up to 1 card with different for this card. For the cards for your soul or monk, then put into your soul and shuffle your deck. So it's a cover card, but it allows you actually to be able to put a different card into your soul, which means that if you don't have Ose Largest, you put Ose Largest in. You don't have Competitive Behemoth, you put it in. You don't have Baphomedes, put that in. Put Record Break in as well, as long as none of them is in there. You're cooking, that's what it is also. Yeah, that's what you're doing. We're just cooking. This is what is cooking section. This is the what is cooking section. Alright, so yeah. This is actually really good because it allows you to actually have this be a 50k shield as long as your Vanguard is also largest, which is really ideal. And I also have the other copies out in my deck too as well, just mainly for that shield capability as well. And Vanguard was put into soul by the ability of your Vanguard this turn. This really gets +10k. Unfortunately, Unfathomable Juggler doesn't do much. And Brainwash Swirler, because why not? Why not? It's a B name, so yeah. This deck is viable. This deck is actually super viable along with the others because everything else works, and that's the point of the prompt here. So these decks are already work as well, but the limitation does help you to add a bit more creativity to it, so which is what I like a lot. Yeah, as long as there's B in the name. As long as there's B in the name. That's the main challenge from there. Okay, this is good from Kazuo side. So yeah, Akihiro side. Let's take a look at what you are running here. Because this one just came in the last minute, my starting deck, and we're looking at Sarah's View, which is nice because I enjoyed the fact that we got 4 different nations here. We're only missing 2. We're only missing 2 here, so I would love to see them actually come into play. But let's take a look. So if brought on by Sweetheim, greater or less, if you don't call a card, reveal a card from your hand and discard it. Okay, call it. If you don't call it, you put it into your hand and you choose a card from your hand, discard it. When it's rolled on by Sarah's Veil, choose up to a number grade 3. Choose a grade 3 or less card from your hand. If you call a card, then you get to draw a card. Yeah. Sarah's Veil itself. When it attacks the Vanguard, Energy Blast 4, choose a grade 3 less from your drop zone, call it the Vanguard Circle, using plus 10k at the end of the turn. So somewhat calls for the drop in there, and you put in Gabuelas. It has B in the name, so Gabuelas is legal. Gabuelas is legal. Look at the top card of your deck, and you can put it top or bottom. If you put it in the bottom deck, you get plus 5k at the end of the turn. It allows you to actually check the top card. If your damage zone is 4 or more, until the end of the battle, this get plus 5k. It was placed by the ability of your Vanguard with Filter 1 in the ability, which doesn't check out at all, so you don't get the drive check. But Gabuelas allows you to Soul Blast 1 and check the top card of your deck. It's allowed. It has B the name. It's allowed. Oh, this is a card I haven't seen in a long time. Embrace Dragon. When it's put a Guardian Circle, if you choose one of your grade 2 or grade 3 units to be attacked, it gets plus 10k. If you chose a grade 4, it gets plus 20k instead. So it's just mainly the 10k shield. But B in the name, so it helps. That Abroad X Brafluk is in there, so you put the soul, then the grade 3 gets plus 10k too as well, which you can 100% pop into Gabuelas. Does have to so Goblet? Yeah, I mean, it's just a check. I don't mind it being in here because it's a good check. I don't mind it being in there. I don't mind this being in there because it's a good check. And when it takes, it gets plus 5k. And you can also choose to bump it up with Rough Fluke too as well. So there's a lot of soul in here that can feed for Gabwelas as long as you call it out using Cristiano's ability. So yeah, you can just take the top card. Got trigger, got trigger, got trigger, no trigger, put it in the bottom. Biscotti is in here, so I expected Biscotti in a Captain Century deck to actually be allowed in here, no problem at all. Hammer Breaking Knight, Sadie. Sadie is actually really good because of Color Blast 1, draw a card. And this unit gets plus 5k until the end of the turn. Mainly for the draw ability, you will be competing for this also, but I think that give or take, so either one is just as good, so depending on your needs. So Sadie, so it's between Sadie or Sarasville that you use the Color Blast for, which I think is perfectly okay. Bringer of Fervor, Layer, so you can actually continue to Soul Charge in there, as long as it's placed by Vanguard's ability, which you can do with Sarah's Veil. No problem at all. Yellow Jubilee's Topaz being in there, which allows you to actually look at top 5, call a card less than your Vanguard, and shuffle your deck. Which you can call Lear, which you can soul charge 2 inside, which is no problem at all. And the last two more. The opponent's Vanguard is great to get this unit gets 5k, so this has a 30k booster, so that's your permanent back row, so to speak. And of course, Wisdom of Beginning that cleared the world. Soul charge for Gabu, yeah. Soul charge for Gabu. This allows you to just set up your field. Draw 2, staple Color Blast 1, draw 2, call 2. And discard if not, so this just allows you to actually call all your Flukes out. And maybe Gabuelas too as well. Like, everything revolves around Gabuelas. Everything revolves around Gabuelas. And I like this because this feels fun. Every of these decks, right, feel fun for their own reasons, especially Abundant Use. Abundant Use looks very fun. Looks very, very fun to run also. But I'd say that this is also just as fun because, yeah, I mean, you have the damn expensive Gabuelas, or not, depending on your language. This looks fun because if everything revolves around Gabuelas or so, I just want to get 4 Gabuelas so I can do something dumb as this. I don't mind doing something dumb as this. I got most of the cards here actually. Most of the cards that is in here, I actually have them. I can actually build this deck if I want to. I think this will actually be more towards like the fun level of it. So I like this. I like this. This is actually pretty fun. Now everyone call me dumb. No, not really. Not really. This is the point of Gabuelas here, right? Is exactly the point of my prompts. Let's just goof. Let's just make some goofy decks. Why is Gabuelas in there? It's a dumb idea. No, it's not dumb because you can check the top card of your deck. If it's a trigger, hell yeah, your opponent is gonna be afraid. If it's not a trigger, your opponent's still gonna be afraid. And they might overguard, so depending on who you fight against. And we're not looking at this from a competitive level. A Bastion looking list also. Yeah, it looks a little Bastion-y also, but I don't mind. This looks pretty cool actually. And yeah, I mean, we're looking at this from a casual level. We're not looking at this at competitive level at all. Competitive level will probably be next week or so, but that's just more of a, let's see who gets the right prediction, because we probably will compare. We're probably going to take some time to compare once it comes out. But the point being is that this is a fun prompt, and fun stuff like this is what allows it. So yeah. So yeah, just pure fun. It's just pure fun, and the fact that it doesn't take up a lot of your slots for Grade 3 too as well. Not to mention that this is actually essentially a 10k guard. It's essentially just a 10k guard. So yeah, I mean, more shields here, and whatnot. So yeah, with some staples here that we know is going on. Biscotti and also the Order 2 as well. Sadie and Bringer of Fervor Lear is actually fun. Topaz is also fun too as well. Your permanent 1k booster in the back, Knight of Gale. So yeah, this is fun. I enjoy this. My starting deck, this is actually super fun as well. So yeah, and yeah, on the YouTube video you can see that there's codes there for all of them. They are all very fun decks. I enjoy it. And if you just want to have fun, with the decks, this is definitely like a great start to it. So, and I recommend just go with the quick start decks and just have some fun with the quick start decks, and give yourself a condition, because look at what we got here. The only limiting factor here was B, and you may argue it's not a good limitation, it's a bad limitation. That doesn't matter. We got 4 fun decks out of this also, and I do wonder what Brand Gate and what Lyrical Monasterio looks like. So yeah, I mean, it's good.